The Google Pixel 8a after a couple of days now. And yes, a very Google device. And what the heck do I mean by that? Well, Google's capable of some quirks with their devices. And some of them are harmless. They're just more charming than anything, especially if you're a Pixel fan. And some of them are more annoying than most. They border on bugs. And there are things that just pop up over and over and over again. And this phone has quirks, but they err on the side of the charming kind of, if you like a Pixel, you're going to like this device. And that's where I've landed after a couple of days. We're going to talk about the Pixel 8 thing a little bit later on. I did an entire video on that. My thoughts on that still stand. They're going to keep that at $700 as long as possible. They're going to keep this at $500, and they will cut them simultaneously at the same time. So there's never going to be that small of a gap between the two devices. But let's talk about the Pixel 8a first, and some things right off the bat that I was concerned about coming from the Pixel 7a last year. First off was connectivity. Whatever happened last year, I have no idea. But the modem in the Pixel 7a was bad. I couldn't get 5G, or I got 5G, or whenever I was in an area that didn't have 5G, instead of switching over to 4G, it would just tell me I didn't have service. And I had to shut off 5G, and then it would work. It was just a disaster. I have not had similar problems with the Pixel 8a. I have signal everywhere. It's not the best modem in the world, but I have signal in every single place that I would expect signal, and that's quite helpful, and it does switch, and the 5G is fine, and all the rest of it. Battery life, if you remember, when the Pixel 7a first came out, battery life was borderline awful. 4.5, 5 hours of screen on time was all you were going to get. This is not a battery beast. It's not on par with the Pixel 8 Pro, which no one's asking it to be. It's a smaller device, smaller battery, all the rest of it. But so far, so good as far as battery life is concerned. It's still doing its learning, and I understand that it's only 48 hours, so it seems like Google devices are the only ones that need that extra time in order for the battery to come in. I'm going to give it the full amount of time before I harp on the battery, but so far, so good. Over 6 hours of screen on time is not going to be an issue for the Pixel 8a. Design. This is where we start getting into the quirks. If you like Pixel, you like Pixel. This is like holding like a bar of soap. I don't know what it is about that, kind of the pebble design here. I happen to like the back. I like the kind of frosted plastic or matte plastic. I think it was a really good design choice, especially coming from last year's rather glossy plastic. Even from the Pixel 8's glossy back, the glass, I think it feels nice. I think it feels about on par with last year's Pixel 7a. I don't think it feels either any better or worse than that device, but I do like the choice of the kind of plastic, matte plastic on the back of this. The one thing I will say about design, it's going to be hard to pick up, but you can kind of pick it up there. Yeah, see right there? For whatever reason, whatever material Google uses on the camera visors for both the 8 Pro and now the 8a, they need to change that material. It damages, and I babied this device for 2 days. It hasn't been in a pocket with anything else. It's been gently kind of placed on tables and stuff like that. I'm throwing this thing around. I don't know why it shows it, and my 8 Pro did the same thing. It shows damage almost immediately on these visors, so whatever material they're using isn't quite cutting it, so they need to up that. Now, here's where we get into the other quirk stuff. The bezels and stuff like that, and the rounded corners, and the fact that it's just a very rounded device in general. Google's going back to a kind of quirky design language that they used to have with their devices, where with the 6 and the 7 and a little bit with the 8, they kind of went with the not generic design of the glass slab that we've had on Android smartphones for forever now, but, less of a Google quirky type design. Well, they're getting back to that. These are going to be uniquely Google designs again, and this foreshadows what we're going to see if the leaks are accurate on the Pixel 9. You're going to see this kind of rounded new design, kind of flat but rounded, square but rounded design, kind of melted design that you're getting on the 8a. So get used to it. If you don't like it, well, then you're going to have not a lot to look forward to the next couple of years on Google phones. I don't mind that. I don't mind Google having a unique look. They've done it in the past. It's worked for them. We love the Pixel 2 XL. We love the original Pixel XL. We love the Pixel. A lot of people love the Pixel 3 with the LeBron James thing on the notch. There's a lot of things. Google has a history of quirky designs, and we're getting back to that a little bit. Bezels, yeah, okay, they're there. I don't mind the bezels. It's a glass OLED instead of a POLED, so it's an older, or it's a bit of an older, less expensive technology. So that's why you got the thicker bezels on this thing. I really don't worry about it that much. In fact, now that we got the 120 hertz on here and a relatively bright display, it's not the brightest display in the world. It's not Pixel 8 Pro bright, but it is bright enough, even though I do have the kind of Google thing where I have to have it close to 90% or 100% to get the brightness. But at least when I do that now, I get a reasonably bright experience on the phone. It's saturated, it's poppy, love the colors on it. Really nice display. So just the actual display instead of the super actual display. But if you're coming from Pixel 6a, 5a, 7a even, it is a gigantic step up from those displays. Those displays were downright dim, a little bit dull. The 7a display I didn't like. The 6a display I didn't like. But this one, 120 hertz, nice, and it's snappy and all the rest of it, but colorful and bright as well. So it takes away one of the main complaints that we've had about the Pixel A series in the past few years. Performance, Tensor 3, it is what it is. Is it the fastest processor in the world? No. Are you going to get the best gaming performance in the world? No. But with 8 gigs of RAM, the Tensor 3 provides a pretty smooth experience. They got Android, they got it locked in. Their software is working well. Material U's working well. The Pixel experience is all here. All your AI stuff and your Google extras and your feature drops and all the rest of it. And you're going to get Nano later in the year, probably when they downsize it enough or they do whatever kind of fake stuff they have to do in order to get it to run on the Pixel 8. You're going to get it on the Pixel 8a. You're going to get you get night sight. You get Top Shot. You get all the stuff you're going to want on here. So I think overall you're going to be happy with the performance. But again, if you're just like with the Pixel quirks, if you're somebody who is a Pixel fan already, a Google fan, you're going to like this phone. You're going to like the price point. You're going to like the performance. You're going to like the design. You're going to like the camera. You're going to like the extras. You're going to like the software. All the rest of it down the line. You're going to like this phone. If you like Google phones, the Pixel 8a is just fine for you. If you don't like Google phones and the quirks annoy you and you left years ago because of them, well, guess what? This isn't going to bring you back. You weren't coming back anyway. Enjoy your OnePlus 12R. Enjoy your A54, A55, whatever it is, whatever S24 that you got on the Samsung side. Enjoy your Motorola or whatever you got, and don't worry about it. But if you're somebody who hasn't been turned off by the Pixel quirks the last few years, and you're looking for a new device, the 8A is a good one, especially for $499. Link in the description, by the way, does help the channel. Pick up that $100 gift card now until the 19th of May. Get yourself the free $100 from Best Buy. It makes a difference. So, like I said, if you're somebody who, and let's talk about a third category of person. If you're somebody who was turned off, you're a Pixel fan, but the Pixel 6 turned you off. The 6A turned you off for whatever reason. And you're like, you know what, I'm not getting Pixels anymore. The 5A. Maybe give this one a shot at $500. It's smooth. It's nice. The software experience is good. If you were a Pixel fan of old, perhaps this is a device that kind of gets you back. Love it in this mint color. They call it aloe. It's not aloe. I was expecting more saturated from it. That's why we got Pusheen laying down here, because I like the colors to kind of match a little bit, even though Pusheen has a little bit more blue going on with her outfit. But I do like it. It's great. They didn't want to call it mint maybe to run into the colors on the Pixel 8, but the aloe is beautiful. This is the one you should get. It's a really nice, clean, fresh-looking color. Overall, really good. Really good experience. I mean, you're going to have price difference things. You're going to say, well, why not just get a Pixel 8 for $50? Well, you can't right now. And even if you found one on eBay or another whatever, or I get it. There's going to be some leftover stock out there at that price. But once that dries up, that's it. And you're back to $700. And for a $200 difference, I don't think you should be picking up a Pixel 8. Now, later on, if you want to say, well, I'll wait until it's $600. Okay, well, this will be $400. Is it worth a $200 difference then? Pick this up for $400. Be happy. Pick this up later in the year towards the fall for $375 and be ecstatic. So, that's where I land on the Pixel 8a so far. We're going to do camera stuff. We're going to do the long-term review, or a week review, rather, I should say. We're going to do the comparisons, A55, all the rest of it down the line to the 7A. We're going to do all that fun stuff. So if you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff again. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.